Greetings, bloggers, vloggers, followers, and potters. Dustin here from Dustin's Dynasty with the second half of this week's vlog. I come to you today again. It's another week, and I said in the first half of my vlog, it is Mother's Day weekend, and we must be thankful to the many mothers out there. Whatever side of the autism fence you are on, I wish there was some unity in it, but we still see that great divide, and it's sad, but because I feel personally that both I see many times from both sides. I have a very valuable mother and a very supportive mother who has been very supportive and sees things differently than I do in my journey than I do. Likewise, some Mother's Day is this weekend, and it's one of those holidays that you kind of like, as an autistic person, kind of forget, and especially if you identify as anything, if you or you're not childbearing, or or I do not have children. It can be very challenging to understand that it is a day, and it is a special day. Unlike many other holidays, it is a special day, and it's sometimes easy to pass over and not understand the social construct behind gestures such as gifting uh, and card writing and things of that nature, like such as this day and many other days where these gifts or these gestures are sort of expected from us, and it can be hard to look, to see it and recognize that we need to do it. um, it's For me, it was more like, I bought the gift, but it wasn't like until my mother actually said, "Well, you got to do a card, and you got to put it in a bat." And I'm thinking, and then I thought, well, okay, I got to do a card, and I got to put it in a bag because that's a nice thing to do. It's just all those things. It's those things that matter. Um, in a sense, because it's the small things that matter to, um, particularly those occasions where we're honoring mothers, fathers, grandparents, all of those days where we're honoring somebody, whether it be Memorial Day, Veterans Day, Juneteenth, all those holidays where we're being honorable and respectful to of that person. And while it can be hard, and it's many times a myth in the autism community that individuals do not show empathy. I show empathy, and many do, in different ways than what the perceived or caring way is. And our thing is the smaller gestures that nobody sees in the open. It's not a tangible thing sometimes. Sometimes it's like ordering something for them, or buying something at random, or that's our way of showing love, or being, or just saying something simple as a thank you. Those are things that you know make you feel, make like the mothers of our lives show appreciated for the work that they do, um, especially in their advocate, if they are advocating for an individual or their child. That they have understood that that the world of their appreciation, their token of appreciation from their child, as an adult or even as a teen, may come in a different way than what is expected of the neurotypical person. And it may be more than just a hug or a kiss, or things that we as autistics often find, we don't particularly care for. Some do like the touching and the feeling, but it's about an honesty. It's about the small things that we want to show love. The ways we show love as autistic people can oftentimes be very subtle, very different, and it has to be caught on by those that know us best, and appreciated, and those small tokens of appreciation, to help them out and make life easier for them, because they are older than us in most cases. Sometimes in my case, it's almost two generations, between my parents and I, and that can present a challenge at times, when we're talking, knowledge and skill with things, and it can be making things easier for them, or it can be, um, they're just doing simple things. And the simple things, while they may not appear as something of a showing of an expression or a display of an affection, it just comes out as that's how we react to it. That's our way of saying we love you or we thank you. But it's about those small gestures, and many times it transfers into other environments beside with family, or having to go to the gatherings that may be a little burdensome for us to do, or challenging, so to say. Things that we know as autistic people can be challenging for us, like dinner in a restaurant that contains a lot of noise, or going to a place that requires is full of hustle and bustle activity, and we're not able to focus or stay seated at a table. It's all of those things, but we sometimes, and with the proper skill set and the proper learning of skills, we can oftentimes be able to manage ourselves through those things, especially if they involve others or other people planning this said event. It can be challenging, but we get through it. And while we may not appear as we care or as we're invested in it, we do. We have to focus on our ability and our needs, sometimes, because we know if we don't take care of ourselves, we're drained, and it can be very draining to those who love us. And with that being mindful, I was recording this video, or planning to record it, and I was just going bouncy bouncy over it about a couple hours ago, and I was saying, how I was in the middle of recording, and my mother called me, and she said, "I'm gonna go out. What do you think about going out?" Now, granted, an hour and a half before that call, I was very down and out, very depressed, very sad. I knew I needed a little more time to gather my thoughts and try to get some rest. And not that I didn't get some sleep last night, I got a good bit of sleep, but I just needed time to regroup my thoughts when we first contacted each other this morning. And once I regrouped my thoughts, I was able to go, and we did some things. And it turned out she wasn't up to much energy either as I was. So we got done what we needed to get done. We did some things. We did some things. We did some browsing, some things we enjoyed, and I'm home now. And I'm home for the rest of the day. And I'm pretty proud about that. I'm pretty proud that I adulted and got through those things. And I showed her some love. I did some things. I tried to support her, and she supported me. We got through it. We that's we kind of feed off of each other when we go through and get through things, to get through and get through the necessities of life. um and I think that's how we can relate so much off of each other, and how we can just, but knowing that I have to show my token of love to her, is a big thing for me. I realize it now, but having to be told that by her was one of the gut-wrenching moments. Was one of the, oh crap, it's the worst thing you could ever deal with moment. And it's having to realize that you still have to be told in your mid-30s that you have to do this. It makes you feel like crap. But it's those little things, and yeah, they're hard to deal with. But when you do those little things, you may seem like, you as an autistic person may seem like they're just so mundane or so minute. They when that person sees the gift that you have done and the effort you have put into it, it pays off in dividends. Now, I want to close with a little story about one of those things I did a couple months ago. So a couple months ago, it's the same time every year, I I I take care. We give each other small gifts, and within my office, the office that I share with my supervisor and my coworker for for our birthdays. And my supervisor's birthday was a few months ago, and I knew it, and I know when it is. I've worked for 12 years for this organization. I know, you know, that her birthday is this certain date, and as such, that date came, and I had thoughts on the card, and I knew what I wanted, and I bought the card. But I just couldn't. If something came up every week, when it was time to go to work. I just never got the card finished. Never got the gift. I was always looking for the perfect gift for her. She's a hard person to buy for, but she's an awesome person. But eventually, I did buy the gift. It wasn't the gift I really wanted, but I knew I had to eventually gift the gift because it was getting close to a month or nearly over a month. So I knew I had to gift the gift, but the card was what spoke more than the gift, I think. And it was a card related to the work we do, and it kind of related to the work we do, but it was about, how it was sort of like a birthday appreciation, and to have that, she was very proud to have that card. I think she enjoyed it more than the gift that I had purchased. And the card still sits in her office, and I see it every time I go in to see her. So that tells me, that tells me that the little things that we do for people, as mundane or as mean as they sound, do matter. And even though we think they're silly or they're just crazy or they're whatever they are, they just matter. So with that, I want to close out, and I want to say thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to tap that notification bell if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. It's also going to be Mr. D's Wellness channel coming out soon this week. If you want to find out more about that, it's going to be included in my weekly e-blast. The wellness video will be included in my weekly e-blast. So you can find out more about that, and let's watch my first video on that channel. Likewise, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dustin's Dynasty. You can sign up for that e-blast through those channels. You can also you can also follow me on TikTok and Pinterest at Dustin's Dynasty ASD. You can also this vlog will be transposed into a podcast that will be on many platforms, including Spotify and others at Dustin's Dynasty ASD. I want to thank you for listening. To the mothers, have a happy Mother's Day, and to everyone, have a good week. Thank you, and talk to you later.